Well, at least it's better than Party Next Door's album. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And today we're going to talk about this new album from Rae Sremmurd called SremmLife 2. Now, if you're not familiar with Rae Sremmurd, they're a duo made up of Slim Jxmmi and Sway Lee, and their last project, SremmLife 1, did all kinds of damage on the radio and in the clubs. So like them or not, you really can't deny these kids and their ability to make hits and bangers. And that's exactly what you're going to get on this one too, so you don't go into this project expecting high quality lyricism and thought-provoking content. I mean, the opening track sets the album's tone, as it's called Start a Party. It has that deep bassy production, that high energy, the chanting, and bitches and bottles content. So anyone who's looking to turn up is obviously going to enjoy some of the stuff that's happening on this project. But I also found some of the bangers on here to be so cliche and kind of generic that it almost seemed like a troll job. For example, you got the song Set the Roof, which has this generic DJ Mustard production and chanting on the hook from Little John. I just thought this whole song kind of sounded outdated. And the song Shake It Fast really sounds exactly like you expect it to. It has this frantic production to incite women to shake that ass. And obviously they're saying they're spending cash. There's just simple lyricism all over this one. And Juicy J comes in saying that he wants a girl who can suck a bowling ball through a hose, which could be dangerous because that might suck your dick right off of you. And not to mention, he goes on to say that he wants a girl who can shake it fast like some pancake mix in the morning. So I guess he has a little bit of an Aunt Jemima fetish too, but she's kind of thick. She's got that handkerchief on her head too, so, you know, maybe he just wants to work with that, and I'm not here to judge him. But it gets even worse than that, man. The song Do Yoga has this twangy production, and there's just nothing interesting about it unless the idea of girls doing yoga and smoking weed is foreign to you. And then we get the song Just Like Us, which is one of those mainstream radio attempts that's kind of poppy and loaded with auto-tune. So those two tracks in particular were terrible to me. But now I want to talk about some of the things on here that I did like, and I did appreciate how they were experimenting a little bit, because the first SremmLife was pretty much all loud, ignorant bangers, but now on this one here, they're experimenting with some smooth sounds and also some melodies. I really like the song Look Alive. It's one of the singles. It has this dark and wavy atmospheric production and some catchy singing from Sway Lee. And the song Black Beatles featuring Gucci Mane has a similar sound to it. So I like these tracks. They're very wavy. They're on that late night riding type of shit. And even though Sway Lee's singing isn't that great, it works for what it is, man. It's just very catchy. It's going to get you singing along with it, so it does its job. Although I think on some of these tracks, the singing might wear thin for some people. Like on the track Swang, where he's hitting this falsetto that just seems extremely high and forced. And on Now I Know and Take It or Leave It, we're just getting some more crooning, but this time about some girl troubles. So there's not too much of interest happening on any of these three songs I just discussed, although I did kind of like the production a little bit because it's on that smooth and wavy tip. So I gotta shout out Mike Will Made It, who basically saved this album from being pure trash, if you ask me. He handled the majority of the production, and I think he did a pretty damn good job. But other than that, there's not a whole lot that I can praise here. Again, you don't go into this expecting great lyrics and great rapping, but that's not really a defense for it, because some of the vocals on this are really awful, including on that intro track where you're getting a lot of screechiness. The flows are just elementary. The lyrics are preschool. You're going to hear it all over this shit. I could give you 1,000 examples, but I'm not going to bother, because really the main thing you talk about here is overall sound and the production. And I do understand that this is just supposed to be a party album, but that's one of the things, man. It is hard to make a party album that is good from beginning to ending and also interesting. And I don't think they pulled that off here. I think the first SremmLife is a little bit better, maybe because they were new, so it was a bit more interesting. And it also just had more bangers overall. There's a lot of hits on that one. Not that I was a huge fan of that project, but I could see its appeal a bit more than here. I mean, you do get that little bit of experimentation with smooth production and melody, some of that singing on here, like I discussed, but it's not enough to make this one that great or better than the first SremmLife. So I feel this at a 2 out of 5. I only like 2 songs out of the 14 on here. I had the deluxe version. There's another 2 that come on like the Best Buy special edition or whatever the fuck. You know how you see those sometimes. But 2 out of 14 is not a very good ratio. There were another couple of songs I thought were all right, and then 4 or 5 of them I thought were all out awful, which I've already discussed. So this is not a great album. I kept 2 songs from it, Black Beatles and Look Alive. I like those ones, so I'm not being an all-out hater here, but there's not much that I can really say is positive about this one. So you guys hit me up in the comment section with your thoughts, and make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially gotta subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.